Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Hi guys. I'm just excited. Um, because the third tutorial on Python is out. I've been doing HTML and CSS tutorials for a while, and I think that we need to look at Python also. Um, if you would want us to you want me to start Java tutorials, just comment and just below the description of the video you can just comment and I'll definitely do that. All right, so let's kick start. So today we're going to talk about Python, and what we discussed about last time was um let me fire up my notepad, and there it is. And we discussed about mm, the basically just discuss about the interactive interpreter. Okay, opening up the interpreter in a conversational mode, right? There's the interpreter, interpreter, and we also looked at lists, dictionaries, and just before the list and the dictionaries, we looked at variables, a multiple declaration and initialization of variables, and we also touched on some types and stuff like that. So in that first tutorial, it was pretty. If you dislike the shell and just love some little bit of GUI, that part of the tutorial was simply just just there. It didn't have something unique. So the next part of the next video, actually this video of Python, is supposed to um, discuss um, the IDLE, right? The integrated development environment, and the integrated development environment that comes with the installation of Python in your PC. And we're going to discuss about another IDE I use to do my Python code. It's called the Wing IDE. And by using those two IDLEs, we're gonna see Python code. So about the code, um, we're gonna discuss mainly about functions, conditional statements, and operators. Ooh, we're gonna discuss loops. And what else can we discuss? We can discuss how, and we're gonna discuss about error handling. So we need to start in a systematic manner. So I'm just going to have this error handling functions below everything and handle these 5 items one after the other. So last time when we were discussing about variables, we saw how to initialize variables and all that we did in our shell, right? And I want us to have a Python file, save our Python file, and use the interpreter to interpret, because Python is an interpreted language, which means Python is executed line after line. So mainly the difference between a compiled and an interpreted language is this. A compiled language is mainly first um, converted to machine code before any piece of code from it can run, right? And interpreted code is executed line by line. So you find out that when you use the compiled language, it's much less prone to run run into errors than an interpreted language. This is because before code is executed, it's already compiled into an executable form, all of it, instead of being converted one line by line. Sorry for the disturbance. It's actually been called. Right. So compiled and interpreted languages are, bottom line, compiled languages are much faster than interpreted languages during runtime, right? But since interpreted languages are not interpreted wholly, they take less time to be executed, right? So conditional statements. So we're not going to use a shell for this video. We're going to use um, the IDLE. So I'm going to fire up plain text. Um, so have a new file, save it, and remember our learning code folder, and we have our Python folder, and save it with that name. I want to save it with Python 3.py. Remember, we save the Python files with the .py extension, right? And then save. Automatically, our ID detects that we want to write a Python script, and ready to go. So Python is not class first like Java. You can start even by defining a variable, right? But I want us to start with, okay, defining a variable. So we have like a1, right? And first conditions, since we're using conditional statements, just by the way, before we go to the conditional statements, we can look at the comments. Comments in Python are not like in Java or in CSS3. If you've watched my previous tutorials on HTML or Java or even C, they use a different syntax when it comes to commenting. So you have the hashtag. Hashtag is a single line comment. You can have comments, vertical comments, horizontal comment. And if you want to have a vertical comment, you can either use 3 quotation marks, right, or single quotation marks, right? If you want to have like a full comment, so anything between here is a comment, right? This is a comment. So leave that alone. I wanted us to comment a single line comment and have it say conditional statements. And conditional statements, first conditional statement I want us to look at the if condition statement. So if, syntax of if is just like syntax of if in any other programming language. It's if and then the condition, and after the condition it takes a full colon. So you can notice it doesn't bring our cursor here but here, right? Why is this? Because Python is fully focused on indentation. So it's not like PHP where you can write code in any type of indentation. Python has to follow a specific type of indentation, right? So after the condition, you have the statement. So if A and the equal to operator, if A is equals to 1, we want it to do something, right? We want it to print A is equals to 1. A is equals to 1. And it doesn't take semicolons like Java does. So um, Python, the Python interpreter jumps from one statement to another by using the line break. Once you type the return key, a line break is printed, is outputted. Oh, sorry, is outputted um, just just after your string or your variable. So Control Save, Control S, and let's delete this blank lines, and we can now try to run our script. Sorry, can try to run our script. So go to learn code, Python, Python 3. This is Python 3 UI. So you can click on Shift, right click, and go to command window, and it's going to open our shell inside, open our command prompt inside our folder. All right, and here you can then colon to the Python script, to the Python interpreter, and hand it out a Python script. So Python 3.py a is equals to 1. So that is one method. That is the method we use when it comes to compiling your code from an external file, from a file. So that's the first conditional statement. If you're keen enough, this is the if conditional statement. So if conditional statement. So do that and do that. If so, we want to go to the if else. So if else is pretty much the same also. So you have if, you can copy the code, right? And have an else right below here. Else, and we can do print a, and we can copy our string and paste, and print a is not equals to 1. And since a is equals to 1, it's going to execute this code, but you don't want to execute this code. You want to execute the code that's below the else statement. So we have a change to 2, and we try to recompile our reinterpret our code, and it's going to say a is not equal to 1. Right, that's great. So this is the if else. If else, right? Right. So there's another condition called the if else if condition, right? If, let's see, if you can copy the code and alter it, and you can see you can copy the first section of our code and do that. If a is equals to 1, in this case Python has a queer way of saying else if, a method called elif. Don't know why they call it elif, but anyway, everybody has a unique way of thinking, or anyway, it's a great method also, don't dispute it. So elif a is equals to 2. So a is equals to 2, so we want to execute the code that is below the elif statement. So you can do this and say equals to, and change here to 2, and re-execute your code, and it's going to tell you that a is equals to 2. So this is the if else uh, if else if. And before we comment that out, um right, you can use also the else for any particular case else. So let's try to print something else. A is neither. A is neither two run. Neither one or okay. Let's try to need one or two. Let's say we have like three, right? And try to file a script. It's gonna tell you A is neither one or two. So let's have that out if else. So that's the other type of code I wanted us to look at. So these are the type of conditional statements you have, right? You're gonna find out that Python doesn't have the switch statement like other languages like PHP, Java, and the like. So statements in Python are not there currently. Um, so you use if and elif else. So the next thing we wanted to look at was the operators. So we have plenty of operators. So we can just list them down here, or just open a new don't save. Need to save it. Cancel this. Can just do it right. We just can just do it below operators. So operators, we have obviously we have the arithmetic operators in any programming languages. Arithmetic. We have what we call logical operators. We can have what we call comparison operators. I think it's written like that. And we can have arithmetic logical. We can have bitwise, obviously, bitwise operators, bitwise. And in special cases, we can have relation operators. In Python, we have two unique operators called the membership operators. Membership, and we have another one called the identity. So we're going to look at the arithmetic, logical, comparison, relational, membership, identity operators. So I'm just going to look at arithmetic and maybe logical and maybe comparison, right? So the first operator, when you look at the first operator, um, since we have A, we can have another variable called B and have like A plus plus one. So you expect B to have value. So you can then print B, right? And we compile our code and for since A is 3, we changed A when we are dealing with the if elif, and 3 plus 1 is 4, so it has printed 4. Another way to do this will be say A, use the increment operator. Consider increment operators mostly numeric, but you can call them increment operators. So you can add 1 and then print a later on. And let's see if it's going to print the same answer. It has printed 4. Um, to be quite fast and deal with everything at once, we have plenty of operators, and current talk about them in this video is currently is not it's helpful, but it's not as necessary as continuing with other parts of the tutorial. So I'm going to look at operators as we continue our course. So let's look at loops, error handling, and functions. So loops and functions, I think we're going to look at functions in the next video. So and loops. So we're going to look at while loops and for loops. While loop and for loop, and error handling and functions. Mm, due to time, I'm going to do them in the next tutorial, but I hope you get a picture of how everything is done. And this other section of code, we're going to look at it in the next tutorial. Okay, great. If you like this video, please subscribe and talk about it out there, and feel free to ask questions and like my video and follow me on Instagram at Collins underscore Modenja. Right.